All right. Cool. Now we're good. Awesome, awesome. Cool. Let me just get this all set up here. I do want to turn this up just a bit because I'm not going to be yelling or anything. It's going to be kind of laid back. Is this what's on? Yeah, this is what's on. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, close. Now we're good. We are live. Let's do it. Birdman7926, what's going on, man? I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready for like a little 4-day kind of weekend here. I'm going to just be laid back, getting some videos done. Super hyped about that. Let me just test desktop audio first. Budget and scheduling. This is where Shusuke... Oh, that's why. All right, we're getting here. Hold on. Budget and scheduling. This is where Shusuke Kaneko steps in. His path. All right, to just want to make sure you guys can hear me and what I'm editing. All right, cool, cool, cool. Hey, man, what's going on? Shin Goji the First. So I am doing this a bit differently than I normally edit my videos. A lot of the time I will just be on camera for the entirety, and then, I'll add whatever, visual references when needed. But I'm doing a bit differently here. I actually recorded voiceover for this because I was actually getting sick like a couple weeks ago. I'm better now, but I was like, I'm not gonna be able to record. I want to get part of this done, but so I just recorded voiceover, and the entire intro and the plot summary are all voiceover for these segments, which is going to be better for when I actually go on camera to record. So pretty much everything is going to need stuff. Yeah, I haven't really seen much of Stranger Things. I think I watched the first couple episodes and I wasn't too sure how to feel about it, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I missed the boat on that. Like it premiered and then I was like, oh, that seems kind of interesting, and then I just never I just never got into it. I'm assuming you're talking about Wisconsin weather, and yes, it is freezing right now. It is cold, cold, cold. It is freezing cold in Wisconsin. Let me turn this down so I don't look like I'm like super pale. But budget and scheduling. This is where Shusuke Kaneko steps in. His path to becoming the director. I'm just going to let this clip kind of play out, I think. Yeah, I know. Where I'm at, it was pretty cold. It was pretty cold today. So. All right on, man. Macy's Thanksgiving. God, I haven't seen that on TV in forever. It's been a minute. But that's awesome, though. Just got to credit this video. Hey man, what's going on? Just kind of light editing stream, nothing crazy. I was just kind of editing this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really doing anything at the moment, so I might as well stream a little bit, But so yeah, so this video should be out. God, I gotta think. So this one should be out. Let me check. I'm assuming the 5th or the 12th is kind of what I'm thinking. That'd be really nice. This Friday, I have a short film coming out, so we'll see what happens. The process of waking up for Thanksgiving sucks, but the rest of the day is smooth sailing. Yeah, I'm just, I got to be up at 10 tomorrow, so I'm not really too worried about staying up too late, which is a nice kind of position to be in. That won't be out until, like, let's see, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 should be out, like, the 19th or the 26th. It'd be out sooner. It is written. Like, I just have to film it, but I'm hiring an editor for that one just because it's going to be out kind of around the holiday season. I got some videos coming out that need more attention, and so I'm just hiring an editor out for that one, and it usually takes a bit, so... It's going to be a bit, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, I think I can just let this kind of play.
Especially when you consider that he never went to film school. Instead, he got licensed to be an elementary school teacher. In an interview with Brett Homenick, he stated the following.
But yeah, no, I've just been kind of having like a laid back sort of week. My band finished recording our debut studio album, which is super exciting. Hoping to have more information out about that soon. I'm probably going to post music videos to the channel when the time comes, but right now it's just a whole thing of you got to mix it, master, it takes a bit.
Ultraman began airing. I was 12 years old.
So if this was a video from like a year ago, I probably would have put like a radio filter on my voice, but it's just unnecessary. 6 hamburgers is crazy, man. That can't be healthy. Right now I've been dieting like crazy. So I'm down about 10 pounds in the past 20 days. I'm really happy. Hoping to keep pushing. I want to get down to about 200. I weighed myself at 268 today, so we'll see what happens. Be really cool. Yeah, I guess if you balance it out that way, you know, you don't eat anything and then that's the only thing you eat. Let me see here. All right, so we got to find this quote that I have saved here. It's a rather long quote, but I don't know. I like kind of doing that in these videos. Okay, it is a really long quote. Oh my word. So yeah, we're going to do this just to get like, it's the one thing I hate about CapCut. I don't know, maybe if they're like promoting something. I don't see a reason why they do it now. You know what I mean? Alright, so CapCut is frozen. That's magical. I have to just close it and reopen it, I bet. But yeah, I bet there'd be a Godzilla one probably next 2 years from now. I don't know. Whenever the new one is supposed to come out. There we go. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, we actually have a song on the album called Put the Fries in the Bag. I can't wait for this album to be out. We've been working on it for so long, and I'm so unbelievably proud of it. Yeah, -0 is... Oh, it's November 2026? I didn't know they had a specific, like, month. Cool. And then Supernova is March 2027. Okay, cool. You're in luck, Shingoji the First. If you check on Knowing Lee's channel, he just posted about bringing the series back. So you might want to check that out. I was going to make a video about it, but I don't know. It kind of felt like a nothing burger, you know, until there's a new episode that I might, but highly recommend you go check that out if you're curious at all. Because he posted something like kind of like a you know, I don't know, some ominous tweet about the series coming back. So we'll see.
Loved kaiju movies. In my 6th year of elementary school, Ultraman began airing. I was 12 years old. Nowadays, Ultraman looks like a childish thing, but at that time, it was science fiction. The situation was very science fiction. The criminal kaiju came, and Ultraman was the policeman. So, it was a cool... cool story for boys like me at 12 years old. I was so excited, but
I might actually do this to kind of make it easier to read. Let's see. So I was 12 years old. Nowadays, Ultraman. Yeah, this looks a lot better, just to kind of break it up a little bit. I don't know how long I'll be streaming tonight. Whenever I get this specific section done, which is about 7 minutes or so, I'll wrap it up there. Not too sure. I don't like to go crazy long with my streams or anything. Yeah, this looks way better. Okay, cool. Perfect.
at that time, I didn't want to become the guy who made kaiju movies. I wanted to become a cartoon writer or novelist or something, but after high school, I wanted to become a film director, but the film industry was in a recession. No one was selected from the students, so I thought I had to get some kind of license, a teacher's license, but in case I couldn't become a film director, just in case I couldn't,
Oh,
a teacher's license, but in case I couldn't, teacher's license.
a little bit of an error there. Also, a little bit early to announce this, I suppose, but I will be at G-Fest 2026. I got my hotel room booked and everything, so I will be there the whole weekend. You're good, by the way, to ask me questions. That's what this whole thing is for. I appreciate the company. That's sort of the point of me editing. It's all good. You know, if I don't want to be distracted, I wouldn't be editing on stream, but given that this isn't supposed to be out for a while, it's all good.
License, a teacher's license, just in case I couldn't become a film director.
Which, by the way, that's great advice, what he did. If you're going to go into the arts for anything, get a backup degree. That's what I did. It worked out great for me.
Just in case I couldn't become a film director. At age 28,
Ian Hawk, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Watch out for those chipmunks, though. I hope you catch them. Can't believe I got Uncle Ian in chat. That's crazy. But seriously, though, thank you for the love. Appreciate it, man.
become a film director. At age 28, I started filmmaking as a director. After that, I thought, what is Japanese entertainment? So, kaiju movies came back to my memory after almost 15 or 20 years. In the mid-80s, videotapes began to be sold. So I went to a video store. I found a kaiju movie, which I loved during my childhood. So I started to think about making a kaiju film after I became a director. End quote.
All right, we will go. Perfect. All right. Usually I don't keep that in the video when I say end quote, but I just might do that for this one. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Mitch. I appreciate it, man. Was watching your Zone Fighter review and the video ended and saw that you were live. Thank you for watching. Been loving the videos and love your passion for filmmaking, man. I work in film scores and know the struggle. Interesting. Throwing this out there, if you want to work on a horror project, shoot me an email. If you go to my... if you go to my channel and you go here, I have a business email. You can just email me there. I'm looking for someone to collaborate with on a feature film of mine that I'm doing. So would love to, work with people for sure on this. It's This Town Does Not Exist, which is this sort of cosmic horror project that I'm working on. But yeah, send me like your portfolio though. I'd love to work with you. That'd be so cool. But thank you for watching though. Sorry, just if you're not interested, that's fine. I'm just throwing that out there. Because I normally do the scores myself, but I'm always open to new ideas for sure. I'm actually commissioning I have artists that I commission very frequently, mainly for, so like I just commissioned one for the album cover for my band's new album.
When I was a
thumbnails, whole 9 yards.
When I was a school kid,
So Dino Nick asks, 1 second, let me just find typing cursor. Okay.
Film after I became a director. End quote.
Sorry, I just want to get the timing right.
End quote.
All right. DinoNick11 asks, I have a YouTube channel and it has a long-lasting show on it. I'm at episode 100 and I've been experimenting with different things lately. Do you think I should stick with the same format? Well, it depends. Is it successful or not? Because, you look at my channel where I was at before I did the Godzilla stuff and, for a while. I did movies and that was kind of like, okay, interesting, but I want people to come for me, right? So I started to do podcasts and then I started showing like making of stuff for my movies. And then I got into like movie reviews, right? And after, I really started experimenting. I did drama stuff, which drama always does well on YouTube. But I did like these like urban legend videos for local Wisconsin stuff. I made shit posts. I did like videos where I reacted to my old content. Godzilla reaction video, like really, if you're in a spot where you're not exactly successful, right? Your definition of successful can be different from mine. Totally fine. But if you're in a place where you can experiment, do it. Do it, do it, do it. This whole period here, my channel was like bombing. Like every video I put out just bombed. This video here was actually a supercut of 31 different videos that all had like 15 to 30 views per video. I'm not even joking. They all bombed horrifically, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to supercut it, and then that's it. And I was ready to quit YouTube because these all bombed. They did terrible. And I ended up I made this thing in my brain where I'm like, okay, January 2024, I'm going to just throw shit at the wall one last time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm done. I'll just post short films and whatnot, and that's it. And that ultimately led to me posting this, and it changed the entire trajectory of this channel. So, long-winded way of saying, experiment as much as possible. Because, like, unless you have a niche that's really working for you, by all means, go crazy. Try new things, 100%. That might not be advice you hear all the time on YouTube, but for me, that's what works, and it has worked. I mean, people think of me as a Godzilla YouTuber. Whether or not I agree with that sentiment, you have to agree that, like, I do non-Godzilla videos that perform exceptionally well. Like, this one did really well. It's probably my favorite video I've ever made. It's the Nacho Libre one. So, what I'm getting at is, even if you find success, keep experimenting and keep trying new stuff. That's my take on this, because I've personally found success. I agree with you, Shin Goji the First, but you have to like you have to have a personality, and you have to have a reason for people to keep coming back. You can kind of drama farm all you want, but you have to be consistent. Cool, shoot me an email, man. I really would appreciate that, and we can chat through email, because I mean, I made a post a while back about stop motion, needing a stop motion animator, and someone emailed me who I assume watches the channel, and we've been working on this for a while. So did I take it? I might have taken it down, actually. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So I'm always looking for people who have stuff to offer for my projects, because it's nice to work with people. So yeah, if you're curious at all, or if you're really anyone that could help me in any way with art stuff, I will pay you if it ends, whatever. If, we talk about it and we get that far and I commission you, like, I'm not going to swindle you. So, yeah. If you want to work with me, for sure, email me, cm.firewoodmedia@gmail.com. If you want to help me with editing videos, I will pay you. Thumbnails, I will pay you. I need all the help I can get. So, yeah, reach out with anything. I'd appreciate it. You spent 4.5 hours on Sunday watching my Godzilla retrospective. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of this series. Seriously, it's so fun to make this. In a weird way, I'm like, I don't know. It's like sad that it's coming to an end in a way, because I'm like over the halfway point. Part of me is kicking around remaking these, but I also am like really proud of how these all turned out. So I think I might just leave it as is. I kind of want to like just, if I covered it already, I covered it. I'm not going to constantly go back and forth. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I really appreciate it. Uh, Apologies if I'm mispronouncing the name, but it's Hijo de Brujas. Thank you sincerely, dude. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. Yes, Ultra Q will be in the Ultraman retrospective for sure. Um, Let me pull it up really quick so you guys can kind of see the upload schedule. So here's sort of what I'm working on at the minute. Horror short film should be out Friday, November 28th, in a couple days. And then I have like a little like Who is Firewood Media video coming out. It's actually not filmed yet, so I don't know why I have it green. I got like a little rant video about Turner Classic Movies. And then this is my Godzilla video. This I'm actually going to switch around. Sorry, 1 minute. We're going to go here and then here. Also, my Let's Argue video is filmed. I just don't have it scheduled, but like that's filmed. And then Gamera the Brave should be out the 26th. I have a video I want to put out on Christmas, but we'll see if it happens. There's just a lot. Let me see here. Ultraman I have it here for April, but it could start as soon as February or even sooner if I get these out quicker. But yeah, Ultra Q, Ultraman, Ultra 7, Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Ace, Ultraman Taro, Ultraman Leo, 80. And then from here, because remember, these are retrospectives, right? So I kind of stopped paying attention to these as a kid after Ultraman 80. Like that was like past, whatever. So I didn't really get a chance to follow a lot of Ultraman stuff from like the 90s and the 2000s. So I'm sort of bunching them all together into one video. And that's what this video is. So this is going to be probably like an hour long, right? Because I have to cover all these series. But I'm going to maybe spend like 5 minutes on each series just because at the end of the day, it's a lot to really get through. And then here we're going to do New Gen and Reiwa and then Ultraman Rising. My Shin Ultraman video should be out somewhere in here. I haven't scheduled it yet. And then the Supercut should be out end of the year. And then here is my Halloween Horror Picture Show 2026. This was a series I did back in 2022. And yeah, so basically it was daily horror reviews. But I'm upping the game here. I'm going to do, these are like 20-minute long retrospectives that will be posted daily. I'm going to find time to work on these kind of throughout the year. So, I'll get this one out. Maybe this will be filmed in like January, right? And then this will be like February. So like I'll chip away at it. So, I mean, I'm growing my hair out at the minute and I'm losing weight. So I might be kind of fat here. And then like by the time we get to like Nope, I'll be skinny with long hair. Who knows? But so yeah, that's going to be a big series. How do I find time to make all these videos? Well, I work a full-time job. So that gives me time to do my thing, make money. And part of that money goes to hiring editors. Part of the time, it's just me. I'm just editing it. But, I work normal hours. So I'm able to kind of get home at a reasonable time and then kind of just edit videos, work on videos. My workflow is basically I record video or film videos, I should say, on weekends, and then I write it through the week and I edit it through the week. So like, let's say this was a normal week. It's not because I have off Thursday, Friday, but let's say it was, right? I'd probably be writing videos on the 24th and I'd be editing videos the 24th, 25th, have it out by Wednesday, or scheduled, and then write videos on the 26th, 7th, and then 28th. And then on the 29th and 30th, I would film the videos. And then that kind of gives me like a nice cycle to where it's like, okay, these 2 days I film stuff. Edit, write, and then sometimes write on Saturdays. But a lot of the time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I write. And then film, edit, just like that. So it's sort of my cycle to get stuff done effectively. Best upload schedule for a small creator. Well, if you're wanting to get your channel started, I would say You know, weekly stuff for sure, but use YouTube Shorts as a way to kind of get eyes on your channel. You know, that's what I'd say. Seven Ultra Brothers 1. I'm probably going to cover it. It's just, these are like blanket schedulings. Like, I'm not too into it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure eventually when I get to it, I'll be like, oh, I got to do this. So, but these are just sort of like ideas of like, all right, you're going to be doing Ultraman stuff in May. Just so I'm like mentally ready for that. But you're a casual Godzilla fan, Transformers buff. I am going to do a Transformers retrospective series when a new Transformers movie comes out. I think Michael Bay said he's going to work on one. I don't know, but I already kind of have in mind what I want to do because I love Transformers as well. So 100% I'm going to do that. It just, I want to time it out so it's not like I just randomly drop it like next week and there's no Transformers stuff coming out. But if there's like a video game or a movie or a TV show, I'll try to kind of drop the retrospective series to coincide with it, you know? But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm at right now. Um, a lot of the Godzilla retrospectives are like up in the air because as soon as I get to the Heisei era, I know like when that's done, I want to take another break like I did with Showa because I need a break with some of this stuff and I have other content I want to make for sure. Like I want to cover the Leprechaun movies. I want to make short films. Am I happy with how much money I'm making on YouTube? Well, to be honest with you, you know, YouTube for me was never going to be a full-time job. I don't want that responsibility on myself or on you guys. You know, I don't want you guys to feel like you're supposed to be like I don't know. Here's my mindset, right? I see so many like YouTubers and streamers where this is their full-time job. Like Darkside Phil is always like e-begging. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be reliant on this content to make, you know, to put food on the table. I don't want that. But at the same time, it's nice making some cash from this. Um, I guess without giving too much away or without saying much, you know, I on average make about 2,000 to 5,000 a month off YouTube, which is very good. It's very wonderful. I'm so like honored that I can make that much from this. Um, but to do that and to do a full time job, like if we're talking money here, like that is 5,000 is on the high end. It's very rare. I made that in July. July, I think it was like June, July, August was like huge for me, and that was each month I made about that much. But on average, it's probably about $2,000 to like $3,000 is usually what I make. But I don't know. I'm not trying to brag in any way. I'm just saying, full transparency, that is what I make on the channel. I don't do sponsorships. I did when I was kind of starting out, but I decided not to because I think it just kind of it fucks with the content. You know, like I don't know. When I'm at work, I like to have headphones in, listening to YouTube while I do my stuff, right? And I hate setting up a video and then someone's like, you know, oh, but really quick, this video is sponsored by, and then you have to like fast forward and you have to like you have to wait till the ad ends. And the only reason I still have ads on some, you know, like sponsored segments, I should say, I'm not ads, but sponsored segments. I know that like some of the earlier retrospectives have ads, like I think this one does, is because I'm contractually obligated to keep that in for I think it's like 6 years or whatever it is. Yeah, includes paid promotion. So like I legally can't get rid of this ad or like edit it out. So that's why some of these earlier ones do. It was a like I said, experimental time in the channel. I wasn't, you know, it was an opportunity to make money, but at the same time, I really do think this video is harmed by having this ad break in the middle of it because there's kind of this nice atmosphere to this video and it's just suddenly kind of ruined, and that's a shame. But hey, I appreciate it though. You know, I really do. But I'm just saying, like, I'm good, financially stable. I'm working a full-time job, you know, so I just, you know, YouTube is never going to be a full-time job for me. I think even if I have a video that just suddenly blows up and I get like 1 million views on it and I make God knows how much, I would still just keep working my full-time job because YouTube doesn't offer 401k. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's stable to have a normal job. And I like working. I love my job in the real world. It's great. So, you know, I'm happy. I really am. Like, I have nothing to complain about. But yeah. Yeah, Monster Island Buddies is great. Um, Shinrob Jura has reached out to me a couple times. That dude's awesome. Scott the Waz is great too. I haven't seen his stuff in a minute, but um, a lot of that is just because with Scott the Waz, I used to like his stuff. I still do. I'm sure if I rewatched a video or two, I'd like it. But like I said with work, I have to have something where I can like listen to it. And he does so many visual gags. Like his videos are so jam packed with stuff where it's like, this is great. I can't watch this though while I work. You know what I mean?
End quote. Initially, Daiei approached Shusuke Kaneko to direct a Daimajin film.
All right, so we're actually going to cut this footage here because I really don't need it at this point. And now I'm going to have some Daimajin footage playing. So please be like, hi. Ooh, there we go, scene pack. This channel's great, by the way. I love that they actually like post quality scene packs, which is great for editing videos. Hey man, blue collar, I love that. I'm blue collar too. It's all good. Make the world go round, you know what I'm saying? It's wonderful. I really want to do more Blu-ray reviews. I've been thinking about that lately. Because I loved making my, what was it, the Godzilla vs. Biollante kind of segment. Like, that was really fun. I wish I don't know, I should probably do more. I got, from the Shout Factory, it's like a pack of like tokusatsu movies. So I kind of want to just review all those and like make that into a video. But like I said, we'll get there when we get there. There's so much crap I have to make first. I get so many ideas that it's like, you know, you should probably stick to the thing that like you already said you were going to do. Yes, that is the... No, wait, no, that's Minecraft Steve. Actually, yeah, there is a Daimajin in my background. I do have a big Steve somewhere now, but... Yeah, which one's not black and white? This one isn't. Is Daimajin in the background of this one? We'll see.
I honestly wish...
Yeah, Daimajin's right there. Yeah, we got Evangelion, which posted that retrospective. That was a lot of work, but I was so proud of it. Eddie from Iron Maiden... we got Dino Tank, Rodan. We've got Ultraman, Kamen Rider, which, by the way, this sucks. This broke my heart. Came home from work. This guy was missing off my shelf, and I was like, oh my god, what happened to him? What went on? Oh my word. This little monster ate the foot off and then ate the arm off. So that Kamen Rider figure, this one right here, is gone because Murph ate it. So now I have to close my door when I go to work. Otherwise, she comes in and eats my figures. Actually, yeah, there was an Ultraman one too that's kind of behind my head.
that more Godzilla...
Not Leo. Leo's okay. But yeah, no, there's an Ultraman figure. I think it's Shin Ultraman. She also ate Shin Ultraman. So, is there anything you want to say to the people, Murph? And she's tired. She's tired. But yeah, so she ate a couple of the figures in my background, which is fine, but not really. Like, it sucks, but at the same time, she's okay, and that's all I care about. You know. All right, go back to sleep. Sorry about that, sweetie. But she weighs 57 pounds now. She is so heavy. My favorite actors, I love Willem Dafoe. I was actually just talking with my coworker about Jim Carrey and how much I like him. How, like, anything he's in, I'll just watch. I don't care, even if it's a bad movie. He kind of makes bad movies good. There's a new Gamera movie. Man, I gotta think. At this point, I'd take anyone. You know, like, I'll take anyone as long as it means that we get a new Gamera movie, because it's been a while.
Came a director.
So what was I gonna have here?
Initially,
Oh, that's right, Daimajin. Oh, okay, sweet.
Daiei approached Shusuke Kaneko to direct a Daimajin film.
There we go. Okay. Boom.
But he felt Gamera would be a much better...
CP Cub 1717, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. By the way, I need to make a Daimajin retrospective.
But he felt Gamera would be a much better and a much more...
Oh, I flubbed that line. Okay.
But he felt Gamera would be a better and much more feasible project due to budget concerns.
I think here's when I talk about how it's a period piece, and I kind of explain Daimajin a little bit.
After all, the Daimajin films are period pieces, while Gamera can take place in the modern day.
Cool. Yeah, no, so I actually made a Daimajin series about 2-3 years ago. And Ian Hawk, thank you so much, man. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for coming on in. I try to do more like streams like this, and you know, you don't got to donate. I'll just chat with you. I don't have a giant channel, so I can just chat with you guys. I love that, actually. It's awesome. So thanks for tuning in, man. Have a great night. Haven't had pets for 5 years. Oh, sorry about your wiener dog, man. I got a coworker who's got one. He loves his, but yeah, no, it's heartbreaking though to lose a pet. I feel you. I had a Chesapeake Bay Retriever named Buck who when he was 6 he got leukemia. Maybe it was lymphoma. I think it was lymphoma, and he went down in like a couple months, and that was it. It broke my heart. You know, I was in 8th grade or so. But what's crazy about that is Murph, the dog I just pulled up, completely random. Like this wasn't orchestrated. I adopt Murph. Turns out that Murph's second cousin was my dog Buck. Mind blowing. You know, we got like the family tree thing, and yeah, my childhood pet was the second cousin to my current dog. It's nuts. We were like just blown away. Sorry, I'm not trying to ban you guys, I promise. I'm trying to like get that clicker away. Okay, am I done talking about Daimajin in this segment, or is there more?
You wouldn't need these giant elaborate samurai...
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, this fucks. Look at how cool this looks. I fucked everything up. Hold on. That's the one thing I hate about CapCut, how like you'll wipe something and then it like moves everything. It's like Microsoft Word.
In the modern day, you wouldn't need these giant elaborate samurai sets and costumes. Instead, you can just have it in the modern day.
I'm just gonna cut that. Lock this down.
Instead, you can just have it in the modern day.
All right, cool. So let me see here. You guys had some questions. The greatest thing that ever happened in the Heisei films is being put on HBO Max. Yes, but I would love a Blu-ray release through Criterion. That would be incredible. Who should develop a new Godzilla game? I'd like if they just remastered the Atari Pipeworks one for sure. Who do I think should be the final boss of the Godzilla verse? Or like the Monsterverse, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. I know this sounds cynical, but I feel like the Monsterverse is going to kind of happen the same way that like Transformers happens, where they just kind of make one that doesn't do well, and then that's it. Like, I don't think they really have like an end game in mind. I really don't. Like, I know that's me being cynical, but it really does seem like it's going to get to a point where one of them just really doesn't do well, and then that's the end of the franchise, the Monsterverse, you know. Sounds cynical. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's very likely what would happen. But, you know, you got to think like Endgame, I suppose. Like Space Godzilla could be really cool. Destroyer would be a good pick. I agree with you, man. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something original. Maybe like, you could do like Death Ghidorah, right? That's from Rebirth of Mothra. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And then sorry, there was one more that I. Oh yeah, Burning Scarlet M7V. How you doing? Thanks for coming on in. Kiryu could be kind of cool. Yeah, for sure. They already kind of did a Mechagodzilla though, but I'd be all right with that for sure. Yeah, no, I got you though with vet bills and pet food for sure. But I don't know. I've grown up with dogs my whole life, so for me, it's like I feel incomplete without having a dog. Even taking into consideration all the sad stuff that happens, with having to put them down, when they get older and having to deal with all that. At the end of the day, for me, it's worth it. It is. It's part of the experience. It's like anything in life. You have to have, you know, there's the good and the bad. It can't always be good. You got to have the bad so you appreciate the good. Someone asked me, SNES Super Godzilla game. Yeah, I don't think so. I covered it briefly in this, the PS4 video. Let me find it. Yeah, I talked a teeny bit about it in this like opening where I just sort of was like, here's everything. Dude, look at my mountain man look. I got to bring that back. But like I talked a bit about it. It was one of these. This was a big video. But I don't think I'm going to really cover all the Godzilla games just because it's like I didn't grow up with them. And that's sort of my mindset of doing a retrospective, right? It's like I'm not too good with retro games in general. Like I just find a lot of them to be tedious, and that's just because I didn't really grow up with a lot of retro games. Like PSP, like that was like what I grew up with. And the PS1 and the PS2, which I guess is now technically retro, but that's just me personally, where it's like, I'm sure someone else can make a really good video like that, but it's just not really in my wheelhouse, And even then with Godzilla games, I know I want to make one on the Pipeworks trilogy, but we'll get there maybe when we get there. Well, here's the thing about owning Godzilla PS4 in my case. I recorded this gameplay. I've got everything I needed, right? And as soon as it was over, as soon as I was done recording all the gameplay, the disc was unplayable. It's completely busted. I've tried cleaning it. I've tried everything. The disc doesn't work anymore. So it's weird. It's like I did some like deal with like the monkey paw thing, where it's like, oh, you make a Godzilla PS4 game video, but the game doesn't work once you're done with it. It's like that. I don't know. I can't play the game anymore. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it sucks. So I'm kind of heartbroken about that. But also, I beat the games, so part of me is like, I feel complete. I'm fine. Mario, I don't know, man. No, it is funny. It is like cursed. I think it's hilarious. I don't mind one bit. I played it as much as I could. I got my enjoyment out of it. I really don't mind about price. It's all good. But let's see. Someone said I've played Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That was actually the first game I got on my Xbox 360 way back in the day. Someone asked me, oh yeah, Super Mario or Pokemon. I'm not huge into Nintendo. I liked Mario Kart when that came out. I thought that was a lot of fun. But I made a poll actually about here it is. I want to do a series. This is going to be like February when I do this, where it's watching an entire series that I'm completely unaware of and kind of like giving my opinion on it. And Pokemon is in there because I don't know much about Pokemon. I played Pokemon Go when that first came out because everyone did. But yeah, it looks like I'll be doing Sentai and Power Rangers first, then Dragon Ball, then Pokemon, then maybe One Piece. I don't know. One Piece seems like a Herculean task.
You can just have it in the modern day. But after this conversation...
Yeah, probably not with Darkstalkers. I'm just not interested in that series.
You can just have it in the modern day. But after this conversation, years passed. And after seeing Kazuki Amori's Godzilla
I don't have any connection to Yu-Gi-Oh either, so I'd have to. That might be one I cover with this series where it's like I don't know anything about it. So here's like my introduction to it. I might get stuff wrong, but that's because I'm new at it. Maybe. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh was just a little bit like before my time. Like if I was born a couple years prior, I probably would enjoy it, but yeah. Yeah, see Pokemon for me it was like I was born in 2002, so like I like just missed the mark on that if that makes sense. It's just I don't know. I wonder if I can just get like a oh, perfect. This is what I was looking for. Oh, yeah, shit. I did make that members only, didn't I? The Living with Monsters VOD. Uh, yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna do this. Um, I when so okay. Let me try to break this down for anyone that doesn't know what Anguirus Enjoyer is talking about in chat. Uh, Lost Utopia Films has this phenomenal Godzilla series out. Phenomenal, right? And I reacted to Living with Monsters on stream, and I reacted to The Griffin and a couple others like this one. And that VOD is now members only. And I kind of have this rule where it's like if something's members only, I'm going to keep it that way because I feel like it's borderline scammy, to kind of like have it be exclusive and then get rid of that exclusivity. But here's what I'm going to do. Lost Utopia Films is doing their next one, Sub-Zero Terror. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a stream where I marathon the entire series and then post that as one big video with this one. What is it called? Sub-Zero Terror. So it's going to be like a huge kind of marathon stream, and then I'm going to supercut everything together with all my points. So to answer your question, though, that will be something I do, but it's going to be like a re-reaction because it's been a minute since I've seen Living with Monsters. But Lizard Boy G is in chat. How's it going, man? I will message you on Instagram about that collab. It's basically TLDR. I can do it, but there's some things I have to basically tell you first where it's like you might have to do some things in order for this to happen in terms of like I would need you to help out with editing some of this just because this is my upload schedule and it's hectic as shit. But I'll message you and we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's get back to editing because I wanted that meme to show up. Because I thought this would be kind of funny. Yeah, here it is. I fucking love this video. I did cover the DCEU a little bit. Goji guy, what's going on, man? I did cover the DCEU a little bit in my Snyderverse video, but I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, most of the movies range from like mid to bad, so it'd be an overall negative viewing experience. With something like Daimajin, I just love it. So like I could easily make this retrospective series. With Gamera, mix of, bad to phenomenal. So, DCAU? Yeah, I think I would.
modern day. But after this conversation, years passed. And after seeing Kazuki Amori's Godzilla vs. King
Okay.
passed. And after seeing
Yeah, man, I got on the CapCut train because I started doing YouTube shorts with CapCut on my phone, and I was doing normal videos in Premiere, and I was like, man, CapCut's like really intuitive. So that's what I ended up kind of shifting towards long term, and I haven't really looked back. It doesn't crash as much as Premiere Pro.
and after seeing Kazuki and after seeing
There we go. Yeah, no, I love CapCut though. I pay for premium and everything. I adore it. It's great. my day's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I you know, worked for the majority of the day. Now I'm home. I watched ooh, actually I do have something that like made my entire day. So I was watching an interview today with Wolfgang Van Halen and Rick Beato. And Wolfgang Van Halen had this EVH guitar. EVH is his dad's brand. And those are really expensive guitars, right? Like this one normally goes for $2,000, but because of Black Friday, it was on sale for $1,000, $1,000. I bought it. This is what it looks like. So it's awesome. I'm so excited. Um, Wolfgang is a bigger guy like me, and I like to get his brand of guitars because like I'm a bigger guy, so it doesn't look weird being because I used to have a Telecaster, and those are for little people. Like you have to be skinny and short to play a Telecaster and not look like a weirdo. So I got to get bigger guitars. That's why I play an Iceman. I love Mystery Science Theater 3000. Simpsons, I got to tell you, I've been revisiting a lot of the older seasons. Seasons 1 and 2 are rough, but like once you get to like 3, I think it's fantastic. Like 3 to 9 are like some of the best seasons of any TV series. Really love how cozy it feels, though. I might actually make a video essay about like, I don't know, the lost coziness of The Simpsons. I don't know. That was like a title I came up with at work, and I'm like, I'm gonna write that down. See, I don't know. I really don't know about the whole Michael Bay DCEU. I think anyone would have been better than Snyder, but I don't know about Michael Bay. It depends on who's writing. Writing is everything.
Kazuki Amori's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and the...
Okay, so we got to get King Ghidorah footage up in here. For anyone that's video editors in chat, by the way, highly recommend you use Ease US Video Downloader. Not sponsored, obviously, but it's wonderful because you just do this. And now you have access to the video. I used to go through so many like shady websites, and all I did was you pay like a one-time fee and you get this whole thing for life. Like you get as many downloads as you want. It goes up to 4K. You can download Instagram posts. You can get Instagram, like it's insane. You can get as many file formats as you want, reformat them to whatever. Incredible software. I do have to upgrade, but there's a free kind of version that's fine, but I recommend just getting the real deal. I haven't seen Modern Simpsons in a long while. I think the last Simpsons episode I watched that was recent was the Family Guy crossover. Because I do still watch Family Guy. I like Family Guy a lot, but flaws and all, I'm a big Family Guy fan.
Kazuki Amori's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and the teaser for Godzilla vs. Mothra. Kaneko became eager to direct a Godzilla film himself. He sent a new...
Yeah, Welcome to Derry looks really interesting. I have been thinking about checking that out. I'm just notoriously bad with TV shows. I talked about that in my one of my retrospectives. I think it was for Monarch Legacy of Monsters that like I will start a TV show and then drop it by like 3 episodes.
Mothra, Kaneko became eager to direct a Godzilla film himself. He sent a New Year's card to Toho producer Shoko Tomiyama.
I love this shot of King Ghidorah right here. That's like, when I think of Ghidorah, this is what I think of. So cool. Yes, and I'm actually working on an Alien and Predator retrospective series. It's just, again, like with Transformers, I gotta wait until like there's a new one coming out. I kind of missed the boat because Predator Badlands, I feel like, just kind of came out of nowhere. Like it just dropped, at least for me. I wasn't really paying attention. So if I had a bit more prep time, I totally would have had a retrospective series out for Alien and Predator, but oh well. I missed the boat. So I'm sure there's going to be a new one that comes out eventually.
Himself. he sent a New Year's card to Toho producer Shogo Tomiyama, expressing interest in helming Godzilla vs. Mothra.
I loved Badlands. I thought it was really good. I don't know. It's not my favorite movie of the year by any means, but it's at least like top 10. At least. Let me pull this up here. So we got. Let's see. I have like if anyone's curious, I have a list here. So every recent movie I've seen from 2025, and I just kind of rank them as I go along. So I'm going to do a year-end video recap of all these movies. So I'll talk about War of the Worlds and all these crappy Popeye and Piglet movies. But yeah, so I have Badlands at number 7. Novocaine is very high, higher than I thought it would be. I actually want to change that. I'm going to move Novocaine under Warfare because I thought that Warfare was better than Novocaine. Thoughts on channels like Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker? I mean, I am like what would you say? I watch Critical Drinker from afar as like I don't know, I'm waiting for him to make a Godzilla video so I can do that, pounce on it in a way. I don't know, I've been kind of like cautiously subscribed, but not as a support, if that makes sense. I should probably not subscribe to him, but I do it just to kind of keep my eye on it, waiting for that, Godzilla is Woke video that I'm sure he's going to make in the future. But yeah, otherwise I don't really pay attention to those grifters. I'm just not a fan. In general, I just find anti-woke content to be very lazy. Like, you can easily make a point about, oh, the political messaging is too heavy-handed. That's a fine critique in my opinion. You could say that about a lot of movies. I actually said it about Godzilla vs. Mothra in 1992. I said that in the video. But like, I don't know. It's lazy as shit to just say, this movie is woke, and then that's your review. It's garbage. Jelly Shy Guy Man, how's it going, man? Guillermo del Toro or Shinji Higuchi? I'll take del Toro. Higuchi's great, but I love how inventive del Toro is with some of his imagery. Not that Higuchi isn't, but
Mothra. But Tomiyama informed him that a different filmmaker had already...
Because I talk about Daimajin a little bit in here, in this video. There we go. Ah, shit, that's the audio. Where is it, dude? Oh, my word. Screw it. We'll just use this. I was going to just... So I actually have a thing in here where you can't post links in chat. It's just... I've streamed before and there were like crypto scammers like dropping stuff. Like dropping links in chat. So I just immediately like, that's no links allowed. It is what it is. I don't know. I just don't want to risk my viewers getting scammed. Like I did a live stream. There was someone in chat that had a Firewood Media like username and like and it was like, hey, thanks for watching my live stream. Click this link to get free Bitcoin or something crazy like that, or to win an Xbox. So it just got to a point where I was like, this is done. Sorry, I know you guys want to share stuff or share a link, but it's just I'm just putting my foot down.
Tomiyama informed him that a different Godzilla vs. Mothra. But Tomiyama informed him that a different filmmaker had already been chosen. When that news spread, Daiei immediately approached Kaneko again, this time to make a Gamera movie.
Yeah, I know. It's just no exceptions. Sorry, man. I can't allow links on here. It's literally a feature with YouTube where I hit it and then it allows everyone can put links, and I just don't want to open Pandora's box. Sorry about that, man. It's just rules are rules. I do that too with my comment section. Like if you try to post, I think even like YouTube flags hashtags, but I have that under my settings. I just hit, ban links. So if you try to post a link, your video is going to get like black holed. Even if you accidentally do it, like I've seen some people where it gets flagged and it says like they're typing something and they did .my, like they were saying my, but then they forgot to space it. And like that got flagged. So I don't know. Better safe than sorry. I love Matt Frank's artwork, by the way. And yeah, Shinji Higuchi, I bring him up in this video. I think he's coming up actually.
Make a Gamera movie. Upon hearing the budget was only around.
So here's where we can just kind of get away with just showing production footage, I think. Let's see. The making of Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. Ooh, there's a making. Okay, cool. I was a bit worried because I know that I own the Arrow video box set. Really didn't want to have to rip anything from the Blu-ray, which, if you know me, you know that I like using low quality rips because it means that it doesn't get claimed. So, yeah, I know I should stream more. Problem is I work, so whenever I'm not working, I'm usually editing or sleeping or doing other activities outside of YouTube. So this is kind of just a nice little period in time to get this done. But yeah, so like I don't know. I just like using low quality rips ever since one of my videos got claimed. So I just started using like the VHS cut. And then I had people saying like, well, yeah, you're watching the VHS cut. Of course it looks bad. It's like, well, dude. Max Productions, thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, we're gonna keep editing. I'm locked in. Is it in here? Did I actually hit anything? Is it? Oh, it's still downloading. Okay. And I love Evangelion. Favorite Thanksgiving food? Great question. I'm a big mashed potato guy. I'm a big mashed potato guy. You know, I love mashed potatoes and gravy. I love stuffing. Yeah, Birdman, I disagree with you on that. People should be allowed to talk politics about anything. I mean, I haven't seen anything particularly wrong with what he has to say. I think he's a stand-up person, you know. So I don't know. I don't mind artists, creatives coming out and being political. Personally, I don't get political with my stuff. A lot of that's just because, frankly, I don't want to be. That's it's like walking through a minefield. But you know, if Matt Frank wants to, that's Matt Frank's prerogative, and it's your prerogative not to support that. You're allowed to do that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I personally don't find it annoying, but I think that I just wanted to take the James Rolfe approach. He's never going to interrupt a video of his to start talking about communism or, you know, if he hates Trump or if he hates, you know, the Democrats. Like, he doesn't do that. And so for me, I've always wanted to kind of embrace that same mindset of people are here to watch Godzilla stuff. You should do that. I have my political beliefs. You guys do too. But I'm not going to go into mine, you know. But it's Matt Frank's decision to do that. So, you know, I support him regardless. I don't mind one bit. All right, let's see if we can, because I want like making of footage. Yeah, no, mashed taters and gravy, that's my go-to, easily.
Upon hearing the budget was only about $5 million, Kaneko joked that they should make it a comedy, but he ultimately accepted the offer and brought in screenwriter.
Wow, I fumbled that line hard.
But he ultimately joked that they should make it a comedy, but make it a comedy.
Let's see. Favorite thing to collect? Well, obviously Godzilla. Yeah, I have so many figures, it's insane. I think next year I'm gonna do an update to how many figures I own, because I did that whole collection video. Or actually, you know what? I'm saving up to purchase a home. So when that happens in the not too distant future, I'll do that because obviously I got to move. You know what I mean? So it's like I'll be boxing everything up. So it's like as I box it up, I think I'll bring it out and be like, you know, this is my Orga figure, you know, and then I talk about Orga. So we'll see what happens. But I've gotten so many figures recently. I just got the Band Presto Godzillasaurus figure. Love how that looks. Yeah, I'm covering all the other Ultraman shows, at least from the Showa era.
Get a comedy. But he ultimately accepted the offer. Upon hearing the should make it a comedy. But he ultimately accepted the offer and brought in screenwriter Kazunori Ito to develop the script. Kazunori Ito.
Yeah, I pre-ordered the Giant Condor figure too. I'm hyped. It's stupid, but yeah. I also collect guitars. That's another thing that I'm like really into, and I'm gonna make a video about that eventually. I've been looking at getting a Yamaha Revstar, but I'm kind of like waiting. I'm gonna like use that as motivation to lose weight because it's like, okay, when I hit my goal weight, then I'll buy it as like a gift for myself in a way.
But he ultimately accepted the offer and brought in screenwriter Kazunori Ito.
Hello, it's been a while. I do turn 21 on December 2nd that day. Happy birthday. Early birthday, I should say. I prefer Godzilla and Kong or King Kong more than Gamera, even though I wish we saw Pennywise fighting a flying turtle. I'm not going to do Ozempic. Beyond the fact that like insurance doesn't cover it, I want to lose it the normal way. You know, I want to put the work in. It's better for your heart. You know, like I personally like I want to work my ass off and lose that weight. You know, I got a treadmill and I have like a TV right in front of the treadmill, so I just get on that thing and I just run as much as I can. Then I walk and then I go back to running. I watch a lot of Nostalgia Critic actually on the treadmill. I don't know why. He's like my go-to for being on the treadmill. Do I drink or smoke? I do not. I do not whatsoever. Especially now that I've started dieting, I've completely cut out alcohol. I'd have like a sip every now and then, but nothing crazy. You know, like I don't know. It's what did I like? Well, I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, so it's kind of like inner blood, but you know, like Leinenkugels I was really into. I'd have like one of those every week, just one bottle a week. So nothing crazy.
Kazunori Ito to develop the story for what would become known as Gamera Guardian of the Universe.
Yeah, I think we're going to cut that off here. And now let's get something from the movie actually kind of going so we can get like the title card. Get to my downloads. Yeah, we're going to move this here. I literally just got this from YouTube. It's just on YouTube for free. I'm not fit. I promise you. A lot of my videos are filmed like this, so this is all you kind of see. But yeah, no, I'm not really in good shape. I should be in better shape. It's, I think a mindset a lot of people should have. But you know, I got really into running around COVID. You know, because I just go on the treadmill and just run. So I should, you know, I'm trying to get back into that for sure. Also, I am a Michael Jackson fan. I made a video about him indirectly, but I'm very excited for that Michael Jackson movie. I'm very curious to see kind of how that plays out. You know, I feel like it's one of those where it could be really bad, it could be really good. I'm not deleting any comments. Some people in chat are, but like you could see my mouse. Like I'm not deleting any comments. Like I've been doing the video, so I don't know. Is it separate? I can never remember which one is extract and which one is separate. All right, let's see.
Gamera, Guardian of the Universe.
Cool. Okay. We're going to unlock that, move this here.
Even then, the entire process of creating a movie like this with such a low budget was a Herculean task.
I find that I use a lot of the same words, like Herculean genuinely is one that I use a lot. Yeah. I don't know. I get self-conscious about that stuff. I don't know why. I think it's because I went to school for writing, so I hold myself to a standard of like, you have a degree in this. Do better.
It was grounded in realism. It was grounded in realism, treating the events of the film like a national crisis, treating
Okay, so we can just cut this out. High school for me was enjoyable. It wasn't the peak of my life by any means, but you know, I was a drama kid. I made some movies, made some friends, had some fun. I met my wonderful girlfriend. We have been together now for let's see, on Saturday it'll be 8 years, which is just crazy, but yeah, no, that's her and I started dating in high school, freshman year, which is just insane to think about. So, yeah, you know, high school was okay for me. It was fine. It was like as average as you could imagine it. I don't know. College too, same kind of thing. It's just kind of, I don't know. I'm very confident in saying that right now. I think I'm living in like the peak of my life right now, which I think is the best time to be living in the peak. It's like my real world career is kind of getting started. I'm on YouTube, you know, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm being creative. So I don't know. I think now is like the happiest I think I've ever been. Real talk, you know. But high school was fun. Do I miss it? Not really. Sometimes I kind of think about it, but
spectacle. This involved storyboarding the film spectacle.
I think about it in terms of like, you know, man, I wasted so much time just sitting in class, waiting for all the other kids to kind of like catch up in terms of like, you know, there would be like half of us would be knowing what we're doing, the other half wouldn't. And it's like, I kind of wish almost that I was homeschooled, you know, so I wouldn't have to deal with that. And I get like 4 hours of my day completely freed up, you know, but at the same time, I think being in school socialized me. So that's a big plus.
Spectacle. This involved storyboarding the film during the writing process while keeping the budget in mind.
The reason I'm kind of doing it this way, by the way, if you guys are wondering, is just because I feel like it's the... I don't know. I think a lot of the time I do my intros and I just have footage over it anyway, so I was like, why even film it with me in front of the camera?
Even then, the entire process of creating a movie like this with such a low budget was a Herculean task. Kaneko wanted to...
God, this movie rules, dude. Oh, it's so good.
Kaneko wanted to rebuild Gamera from scratch. That meant no stock footage, no camp, no recycled plots. He and Ito
I thought about, you know, hiring an editor for this specific one, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'm having a lot of fun editing this video. Oh, please tell me there's more. Okay, there is. Thank God. I was going to be so pissed if that was like the only footage that existed of this making of.
reimagined Gamera as a mythic protector who is grounded in realism, treating the events of the film like a national crisis as opposed to a spectacle. This involved
Oh man, they're using like nodes. I used to do this with DaVinci when I would color grade my Blackmagic camera.
a spectacle. This involved storyboarding the film during the writing process while keeping the budget in mind. In that same
That's crazy.
In that same interview with Brett Homenick, Shusuke Kaneko said the following about the writing stage of production, quote,
Okay, now we got to get a blur on here. Yeah, I'm not really going to be covering a lot of the lawsuit stuff. I just want to kind of stick to just the TV shows and maybe the occasional movie. It's not going to be as intensive as the Godzilla retrospective series. Just full transparency. You know, I'm not going to go really crazy into Ultraman like I think a lot of people would be expecting. I hope that's not disappointing, but I don't know. I think if I covered every single series extremely in depth, it would actually be like a decade of my life taken up just doing that, and I'm not interested in doing that. But if it's a shorter span and a shorter project, then by all means, I'll totally do it. The way I have it envisioned, it should be very effective and efficient. That's what matters to me. Right on, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it, dude.
we had many storyboards with Mr. Shinji Higuchi. Mr. Higuchi wrote the Gamera parts. I wrote the human parts. We discussed the shots, what was necessary or not necessary. I abandoned many shots, so I think the budget got condensed. End quote. I think the budget got condensed. End quote.
Yeah, by the way, I know I didn't make that emoji, obviously, but I do want to update my emojis that I have for channel members, because right now I think it's just the Firewood Media logo and then like the pesticide logo, which I wouldn't be a bit surprised if most channel members didn't even know what a pesticide was. I've had normal Thanksgiving meals. I don't think I've ever had a weird one.
Someone that often doesn't get enough praise for his work on this trilogy of films is Shinji Higuchi. For those that may not be aware, before working on Gamera Guardian of the Universe, Higuchi was already well known in Japan's film industry for his work in special effects and animation. He began his career at Gainax, where he helped create storyboards and special effects for Hayao Miyazaki.
It's literally one of the most like iconic figures of all time, and I fuck up his name when I'm recording. Hold on, my light's getting a bit messed up. Yep, yeah, Rebirth is going to be covered. Just a lot to cover a TV show rather than a movie, so that might take a bit, but let's see. Let's get a good picture of this guy. Here we go. That's a good one. But yeah, no, I will cover Rebirth for sure. I realized I titled that Shisuke and his name is Shinji. I'm so tired.
Get enough praise for his work on this trilogy of films is Shinji.
Let's see. What effect do I want to do? It can't be too ridiculous. Because there are some, like, this one just sucks. Just watch this one. This one's good.
Is Shinji Higuchi.
It's so stupid.
Is Shinji Higuchi. For those that may not be aware,
part of me wants to just keep this in and just go, wow. Do like that audio sound. I want to do it. Yeah. Fuck it. It's so stupid. I think it works too because he's just like standing there. Like
is Shinji Higuchi. For those that may not be aware,
yeah, it's hilarious because he's just like standing there. It's so awkward. Oh man, Wreck the Scroll. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I don't think I unfollowed you. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I haven't been on Twitter in a minute. Like, I think the last time I was on Twitter was like just to check out the who was it? Who got traded? Sonny Gray got traded from the Cardinals to the Red Sox, and so I was tuning into that baseball news. But yeah, no, I don't know. Weird. I'll check that out tonight. Sorry about your mom, though. I really hope she gets better, man. That's sad. Is it still downloading? Is it? Oh, yeah, of course I want to continue. It's a WAV file. There we go.
Higuchi. For those that
Okay, we gotta go here.
Shinji Higuchi. For those that may not be aware, before working on Gamera
You may not like the wow sound. I think it's
Trilogy
funny.
films is Shinji Higuchi. For those that may not be aware,
Such a stupid
before
edit.
working on Gamera Guardian of the Universe, Higuchi was already well known in Japan's film industry for his work in special effects and animation. He began his career is Shinji Higuchi. For those that may not be aware, before working
I love
on
that it's like the
Gamera
only
Guardian
meme
of the
edit in this
Universe,
entire video.
Higuchi was already well known in Japan's film industry for his work in special effects and animation. He began his career at Gainax, where he helped create storyboards and special effects for Hayao Might effects and animation. He began his career at Gainax, where he helped create storyboards and special well known in Japan's
All right, I'm glad to hear that though, that she'll get better, man. The Godzilla. Oh, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Okay, sorry about that. I misread that. Yeah, no, that's bizarre. That. I don't know. Twitter's been weird though. Like I got some notification where they were like, "Oh, you're verified." I'm like, "I'm not. I didn't pay for this." So I had to like contact Twitter support, and it was really annoying because I didn't want them to like charge me, and then like I looked and like I didn't have a verification badge, so I don't know what was going on with my Twitter.
Or Hayao Miyazaki.
So I don't know. I'm gonna look into it though once I got time, for sure. Also, I'm not gonna do this edit. Now that I think about it, this video it doesn't fit the tone of what we're doing.
Is Shinji Higuchi.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch Ultra Q, Ultraman, kind of go through the Showa stuff, and then do my best to kind of like speed run through like the 80s or yeah, like 90s, sorry, 90s and beyond. Okay, I just want something basic. Yeah, I'm just gonna do am I tripping? Yeah, he worked on Evangelion. Right? I feel like I'm like just I feel like I'm just like just tripping right now. Yeah, he did work with Miyazaki. This one, there was something he worked on. Hold on. Unless I just like fucked that up, but I'm like 99% sure he worked with him. Yeah, I think I said 4K. I meant just like whatever H DVD. It's the Japanese one. What's the one that he worked with on with Miyazaki again? I wrote this video like forever ago and I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't know. I just found the time travel to be just like kind of fucky wucky, and I wish they just did it better. That was my only gripe. Like I don't know. I just think they did a poor job of explaining it. So, but where is whatever. I'm so tired right now. I need to just I fucking love this clip so much of Alex Jones explaining Evangelion.
But there's this big war trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization.
Dude, I wish I included this in my video for the retrospective. It's so good.
The failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves.
Oh my god. It's such a funny video. Okay, I need to... Oh, here's the trailer. Bro, why don't I just look up Neon Genesis Evangelion intro, and we'll just play the fucking intro in the video. There we go. Wonderful. I don't know why I overthink this stuff. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want that. There we go. Video. Paste link. Okay. Is that real? It looks like AI. Yeah, I don't want to get a copyright claim. Yeah, no, this is AI. This had me for a second. You could tell when that one moves that it's AI. Oh, it's interesting, man. I had no clue they were doing a Kickstarter. I haven't started writing the Rebirth video yet, so I'm not, like, too into everything at the minute with, like, where Season 2 is or any of that information. So I'm giving myself some time. But you take care, man. Hope your mom gets better.
He began his career at Gainax, where he helped create storyboards and special effects for Hayao Miyazaki's.
Ah, that fucked up everything. Lock.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Okay, we should have a funny Miyazaki clip. What was it My Neighbor Totoro? Yeah, I love this clip. Oh no, there was a clip of him where she like thanks him and then it just hard cut them like smoking a cigarette and he's like, I hate life, I'm so miserable. I think I heard that. I'm not too familiar with Miyazaki. I want to find... I might just use this clip. I think it's fine. It's cute. But I wish I could find like that like hard cut.
Yes, yes. I understand your frustration.
Fucking love Beavis and Butthead, man. Anytime I get a chance to, I'm gonna include that. I'm gonna include one of those clips. Okay, I don't want shorts. I want videos. Is this?
自分たちの仕事はその、ビジネスだとは思いたくないけれども、しかし、
Okay, there's a video of him creating. We're going to use that. Again, I need to stop overthinking this. It's a 3-second clip in a video that's going to be over an hour long. But yeah, no. I'm very proud though of how this video is turning out. Cuz I already finished the plot summary segment, so I'm really looking forward to that. Will I ever do a video on murder drones? Probably not. It just doesn't interest me. I know there's an audience for it, and I know that there's a demand for it from people that watch my channel, but respectfully, it's just, I don't think it's my thing. You know, I'm sure there's a reason people enjoy it. That's completely fine. I just don't understand it, and I think at this point I, like, missed the boat on it, you know? But no disrespect to anyone that likes it. I know that unknowingly really enjoys it, but...
effects for Hayao Miyazaki. There, he developed a reputation.
All right, cool. Now I can use that clip of him. Here we go. Feels great to have a community, man. It's a wonderful feeling. It's surreal at times. It really is.
For Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, I think that's a really good video to actually have for Miyazaki instead of something where he is depressed. Because I think that's just something that like people always kind of like to typecast him as.
There, he developed a reputation for his technical understanding of miniatures, motion control, and mechanical design.
Any tips for editing? Yeah, have a good workflow. That's the best thing I could say. Be as organized as you possibly can. You know, I went to college for electronic media, video production, that whole thing. So for me, it's like breathing at this point. I've done it so many times. Practice with anything makes perfect. I really do believe that. And so the more you edit, the more it's just going to become like second nature to you.
There, he developed a reputation for his technical understanding of miniatures, motion control, and mechanical design.
I do actually want to cover the new Frankenstein movie, but I'll cover it in kind of like my year-end video, where I go over like, you know, oh, here's every movie that I watched, you know, in 2025.
There, he developed a reputation for his technical understanding of miniatures, motion control, and mechanical design.
I know it's not technically him there, but maybe it is.
In the late 1980s and early 90s, Higuchi
Favorite restaurant? It's a good question. I'm really big on Taco Bell, but that's more fast food. If you want to get really trashy, I love Quick Trip. It's a gas station food, but it's phenomenal. And yeah, I don't know though. I love Chili's. I don't know. I'm kind of basic. If they sell chicken tenders, I'm happy.
Working on miniature and story and special effects. Action special effects. Working on miniature and storyboard work on 1984.
All right, and then we got. I already had some clips of this, so that's perfect.
Gucci transition to live action special effects. Working on miniature and storyboard work on 1984's The Return of Godzilla and 1989's Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Hey man, I don't know what's going on in chat with you guys. Frankly, I'm not really paying attention to it.
Higuchi was then brought in by Dai.
Actually, I don't like that cut. That's a nasty cut. I don't like that. Yeah, no, he was involved behind the scenes on countless others.
Godzilla vs. Biollante. Higuchi was then brought work on 1984's The Return of Godzilla and 1989's Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Yeah, see? Return of Godzilla, he was an assistant modeler. And then, that seems odd. He did work on Godzilla vs. Biollante. I'm almost 100% certain that he did. Did I fuck that up? No, I guess he didn't work on Godzilla vs. Biollante. Okay. I'll just cut that out of the review. But he did work on... Oh, is this where it fucked me up? That's right, he's a production assistant where he worked with Koichi Kawakita. I think that's where I got mixed up. I think it was just that. Yeah. I will do a video on Predator Badlands, but it's going to be part of a larger video.
1989's Godzilla vs. Biollante. Higuchi Godzilla and 1980 Return of Godzilla. Higuchi was then brought in for The Return of Godzilla. Higuchi was then brought storyboard work on 1984's The Return of Godzilla. Higuchi was then brought special effects, working on miniature and storyboard work on 1984's The Return of Godzilla. Higuchi was then brought in by Daiei as the special effects director for all 3 Gamera films.
Yeah, I'm not answering that. Honestly, let's chill out with some of the personal questions, please. Thank you.
Higuchi was then brought in by Daiei as the special effects director for all.
Actually, I think...
Higuchi was then...
Oh, I didn't want to do that. No, Red Robin's is pretty good. I like Red Robin's. I haven't been to one in a while, though. Five Guys I like, it's just very expensive.
Return of Godzilla. Higuchi was then brought in by
I haven't... Actually, I think I've heard of that. I think Ryan Hollinger did a video on Frankenstein's Army. Is that the one where it's like... Nazi scientists turning people into, like... Right? Isn't that what... It's like a World War II thing? I know, but we're going to chill with personal questions for me, please. Thank you. I think Frankenstein's Army, I think I heard of it. I haven't seen it, but... Yep, okay. I remember the ending being a bit odd. Maybe I'll cover it. That might be kind of interesting.
Higuchi was then brought in by Daiei as the special...
Yeah, I might check that out then if it's free on Prime, because that's pretty cool.
Brought in by Daiei as the special effects director for all 3 Gamera films. Behind the scenes, Higuchi completely reinvented how...
All right, we got to chop some of this stuff up, unfortunately, just how it is. Otherwise, this video will get copyright claimed. I don't even want to, like, risk it. You know, it's not something I want to worry about.
Gamera films. Behind the scenes, Higuchi completely reinvented how kaiju effects were shot. Instead of relying on static wide shots and slow pacing.
I do love Lovecraft. Lovecraft is beyond his takes, his political takes. I think that he's a phenomenal author.
Relying on static wide shots and slow pacing like earlier tokusatsu, he adopted dynamic camera movement, low angle perspectives, and realistic lighting to make the monsters feel...
Dude, I love this shit where you get like these like shots of like the miniatures. Oh, it's so cool.
Monsters feel enormous and physically present. He emphasized physical destruction.
I really don't try to argue with people. Sometimes I just do it just for the love of the game, or if someone's just so blatantly wrong that they look stupid, then I will just step away. That's what I would recommend. You know, I try not to read comments, but I also read all the comments because it's like I feel like I owe it to the people that comment. But then when you get someone that's like a douche, then you're just like, oh, fuck you then. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. It isn't though, because the budget's so low. So I've had some people ask me about making a Discord for like the channel, you know, doing like a members only Discord. And I just think that it's too much work for me to moderate that stuff. A big reason being I'm well aware that a big chunk of my audience is made up of people under the age of 18, right? And I think that as a creator, I sort of have this like implicit sort of like, not pressure, but like a responsibility to make sure that bad stuff doesn't really happen. So as a result, I just think that Discord is like Pandora's box, and I don't want to open it just because while there could be positives, like talking to people, you know, like that could be really neat. Also, I just realized that like my webcam is like fucked up. Sorry about that. I don't know when that happened. But I just realized that, like, you know, with Discord, it's like you hear so many horror stories, and I don't want to be responsible for bad stuff happening. I just, you know, you got to worry about moderation. There's just a lot, unfortunately, that you have to do. Like, unless I did some, like, age verification, but that's just, again, too much work, you know. I think it would slow down video production, as cool as it would be, but
Dust
I don't know.
And shockwaves to convey impact.
Even then, I really don't use Discord all that much. I know it's right here, but I really only use it if I'm doing like a collab with someone and they're like, you know, hey, what's your Discord so you can appear on screen? Then I will. But I really don't use Discord beyond that one purpose. Favorite Godzilla design? Godzilla 68. Love it, love it, love it.
Higuchi also worked...
Man, I'm getting tired. Shit like this is just crack.
Higuchi also worked closely with cinematographer Hajime Matsumoto and the effects team to integrate an eclectic mix of suitmation.
Not really. I mean, like, there are Godzilla movies that I liked as a kid that I don't like anymore. It is what it is. You know, you grow up, your perspective becomes different. It's perfectly natural.
Suitmation, pyrotechnics, CGI, and optical compositing in a more cohesive visual language.
Oh, someone said something to me once that really stuck with me. If you're not changing your mind and you're not making mistakes, then you're not doing anything. You know what I mean? You're not growing, you're not progressing. So yeah, you're kind of the only one. You go back and forth on here, like you'll just get a couple people that just come in here and just kind of chat. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I don't mind it one bit.
He often shot at
You know, the whole point of this type of stuff, you know, with streaming, it's to talk to people, you know, it's to talk to your viewers and kind of connect. You know, like it's cool.
He often shot at unconventional frame rates to enhance the weight of Gamera and his many foes. And he pioneered composite layering that
I'm not aware of. See, I am, but I'm not. Like, I didn't really talk a lot about the gag dubs, and I probably should have in the retrospectives. But oh, here we go. This is the stuff right here, man. Yeah, that's like crack. I love this stuff.
combined miniatures, matte paintings, and especially CGI. This was something that was nearly unheard, especially CGI.
I will have to check that out, though, for sure. I haven't filmed the on-camera section yet where I give all my opinions, so a lot of stuff is still subject to, you know, be brought up. Like, I have to bring up the score still. Someone just reminded me in chat, so thank you for that. Still a lot of work to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I like the 80s movies, or the 90s ones, or whatever it is. Those are kind of cool, but otherwise, I don't know. I'm not, like, crazy into it.
Especially CGI. This was something that was nearly unheard of in the mid-90s, especially in Japanese effects cinema. His work on these films later opened the
Let's see here.
door for projects like the 2015 live-action adaptation of Attack on Titan, and this 2015 live-action adaptation of 2015 live-action adaptation of Attack.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Worst take on Transformers I've ever seen. I'm not too sure. I'm not too into the Transformers fandom. I just kind of check out the movies whenever I can. I'm not too sure, though. These movies kind of went hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm iffy on the anime, but I thought that the live action movie was kind of fun. I know. I think a lot of this goes hard. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably make a video about this series, if I'm being honest. Anyways. Sorry, again, getting sidetracked. At this point, that's like 90% of the stream, but that's okay.
Attack on Titan, and his collaboration with Hideaki Anno on Shin Godzilla of Attack on Titan, teen live-action adaptation of Attack on Titan, and his
Yeah, the Titan effects are really good in this movie. I dig it a lot. Apologies if this is just kind of boring, but this is really what editing for me is like. You know, I just sort of download necessary clips, throw it in the timeline, and keep moving. But we're almost done, which is kind of cool. This was a pretty fun edit to throw together, if I'm being honest. I just love footage like this, man. It's so cool. Making of footage, especially with kaiju stuff, is just like... I can't even describe it. It's just so awesome. Oh, is it? It should be done. Where's my video? There you are.
His work on these films later opened the door for projects like the 2015
I had a Transformers comic. I think it was like related to. I don't even know, because I had a Skywarp figure, and there was like a comic that came with it.
live-action adaptation of Attack on Titan, and his collaboration with Hideaki Anno on Shin Godzilla, where he again served as special effects director and co-director.
All right, we're going to do a little trick here. This is what I like to do for all my stuff. If there's just like a couple milliseconds where it's slightly different. You do this, and bada bing, bada boom.
Released in March, special effects.
Look at that. So we slowed it down by like 0.03%. You go here, you make it optical flow, and it uses AI basically to like have it so that the slow motion isn't as choppy. It's one of the few reasons why I love CapCut. Or rather, one of the many reasons. Excuse me. I'm almost done with this, and then I'm going to go to bed, but it'll be a couple minutes
Attack
though.
on Titan, and his collaboration with Hideaki Anno on Shin Godzilla.
I haven't gotten hit with YouTube's new age verification, so I couldn't tell you if it sucks or not.
Director and co-director. Released in March 1995, Gamera Guardian of the Universe marked a complete reinvention of...
Alright, so let's go here. Film and TV, Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. Oh yeah, I think it's because I'm streaming that it does this sometimes. I hate this poster though. It's so goofy. There are much better options, I think. Yeah, like I love that one. I believe that's the American one, right? No, it's... I don't know. I've always liked this one more. I thought this one fit the vibe of the movie just a bit better.
the series. The film was a major success. In rentals, it swept several
I really do like... I don't like doing this normally where I let a clip like this play for 13 seconds. But I think at this point I might have hooked you into the video already. You know what I mean? Like,
released in March.
stuff like this is sort of like what you can get away with longer videos where, you know, like this video starts out very kind of
Following
like
the disaster
boom, boom, boom.
of 1980.
It's so quick, so fast. But then as you kind of get into it, the audience is very likely already invested. You know what I mean? So like with this is more than acceptable because they're already intrigued. That's my personal philosophy, at least.
It swept several Yokohama Film Festival awards and was hailed by critics as proof that Gamera had evolved beyond children's entertainment.
Like, there are times in older videos of mine where I didn't quite understand that concept of make the beginning quicker and fast-paced, and then you can kind of breathe a bit after, like, the 5-minute mark. And there are some videos of mine where it's, like, really boring at the start, but then, like, the middle section just gets, like, crazy. So, I don't know. That's just my personal philosophy with content creation, is it's, like, be a bit quick at the start, but after a while you can lighten up. It doesn't need to be Mr. Beast type stuff, but you can just kind of keep it simple.
It swept several Yokohama Film Festival awards and was hailed by critics as proof that Gamera had evolved beyond children's entertainment.
That feels like a longer clip. How many? Yeah, 8 minutes. Can't do that. For anyone wondering, you have to essentially 7 minutes is like the absolute max for copyright. So you got to go like, okay, right there, we'll cut it. And then we move to a different shot. There we go.
And was hailed by critics as proof that Gamera had
There we go. Godzilla 2527, what's up, man?
evolved beyond children's entertainment.
But yeah, no. I just figured I'd stream while I was editing, just kind of talk to you guys while I was getting work done.
Children's entertainment. When Guardian of the Universe reached international...
I have not seen that. Sounds interesting, though, I will say.
When Guardian of the Universe reached international audiences through ADV Films festival screenings and home video, it quickly gained a cult following. Variety called it a lively revival of classic monster cinema, while Roger Ebert praised it for taking itself seriously.
Let me just... Yeah, okay, cool.
Praised it for taking itself seriously.
Alright, now I gotta find that clip. Next video is going to be a short film. It's a short horror film, and then... let's see, what is my upload schedule? Short horror film, a video talking about, like, an intro to who I am, because I figure I haven't really done a true introduction video on this channel. A rant about Turner Classic Movies, and then the Godziland, a video about Godziland. So that's sort of like the docket. But, yeah. It's going to be a bit for the next Godzilla video, but I feel like I've earned a bit of, like, a break from Godzilla stuff for a little week. Like, a week and a half, I guess you could say. I love this video where Ebert talks about Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. For some reason, like, kaiju fans hate Roger Ebert. I don't know why. I'm curious. I'm completely unknowledgeable about why, but he praised Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, which is pretty cool. It can get tiring, so that's why I try not to do it. So let's move this here. We're going to go extract audio.
Birds that come equipped with laser-like beams. They like to swoop down.
Okay, can we touch this up?
To make a quick meal of dogs or people who stray outside, and when they attack, a state of emergency is declared.
I want to go to the Emerald.
First tradition these Japanese monster movies come out of. I'm glad I saw it. I enjoyed it, and so I have to give a thumbs up.
Yeah, it is sad what happened to him. I agree.
Goofy, preposterous tradition these Japanese monster movies come out of. I'm glad I... It stirred up enormous nostalgia within me.
You know what? I'm going to try and use some AI here to touch this up. So we're going to go... And I'm actually going to do this really quick because I have to access an old account and I don't want my stuff out there. Give me just 1 second here. I'm going to leave the mic on. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Okay. It's because I am logging into my personal Google account and I just don't want that information out there. That's all. No, this is good AI. It's with Adobe. You'll see what I'm talking about. Give me a second here. I've used this in tons of my videos, so if you're worried about it, don't be. Here we go. Okay, so here's what this does. It's actually kind of cool. So you hit choose files. I believe it's under Gamera 1. And it's Roger Ebert. Where is it? Okay, where's the MP3 file? It's MP4. There it is. Okay. So here's what this does. You upload it here. Actually, while that's... Okay, I didn't cut anything out. Cool. So this is going to process. And what it does is it uses AI to like almost synthesize the voice. And then it makes it so it sounds much better to listen to. For a lot of the time when I cut to like old archival footage, I'll just run this in here. It's AI upscale with only audio. So listen.
And a prehistoric flying turtle is back to save Tokyo in Gamera.
The Guardian of the Universe.
This is the original.
Our next film is an example. Claim Gamera, the Guardian of
That's the original.
Good move. The plot is funky, the dialogue is mechanical, the characters are inane, and I still don't understand why a giant turtle apparently have 2 jet engine embedded in its behind.
Is it perfect? No, but it's much better than this.
It stirred up enormous nostalgia with...
I'll take that over that. So here we go. I've used this in a ton of my videos. So if you're like, oh my God, he's using AI, not really.
It stirred up enormous...
There's a huge difference, like with AI art, and then there's this. This is actually, like, I would consider it to be an important use of AI.
Seriously.
It stirred up enormous nostalgia within me for the kind of good-hearted, goofy, preposterous tradition these Japanese mafia movies come out of. I'm glad I saw it, I enjoyed it, and so I have to give it a thumbs up.
There we go. Yeah, I didn't mess with the video. Video's fine. It's the audio that was pretty rough. And then we're going to go here. We're almost done.
By the end of its run, Gamera's reputation had been completely transformed. Daiei's gamble had paid off, and Kaneko's team had set a new standard for modern kaiju storytelling. This is Gamera, Guardian of the Universe.
All right. So let's go back to see, it says the clips here of them like making the movie. Is that about here?
By the end of its run, Gamera's reputation had been completely transformed.
We're gonna lock this down. Anno, I talk about more in like part 2, which it's all gonna be one video, but for the sake of like breaking this up into segments, I will.
It's formed. Daiei's gamble had paid off, and Kaneko's team had set a new standard for modern kaiju storytelling. This is Gamera, Guardian of the Universe.
All right. Control I, we're going to go Gamera 1. Where is it? Plot summary complete. Yeah, this is it.
A freighter transporting plutonium collides with a strange floating island.
All right, and that's part 1 of part 1. It's a whole thing. But this is the intro to the Gamera video finished. That's the first 8 minutes, dude. And there's like... You think about it, right? Michael Afton, 1983. How you doing, man? Titanis Gojira, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. But, you know, you think about it. This is... So there's going to be 3 parts to this. Where it's Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, Gamera 2, Gamera 3. Gamera 1, right? Guardian of the Universe. Took me 8 minutes to explain the entire production history and then the plot summary. So it's like, dear God. The analysis portion is probably going to be about 20 minutes. Yeah, Whirl T92 or T9T, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, no, so like, this is going to be such a long video. It's going to be insane. Really, I'm just like, you're right. There is a lot to say about these films, and almost all of it's good in my books. So we're going to hit export. And that is a completed segment. It is done. Thank the Lord. I'm going to label this one completed intro and plot summary. I do need to actually mess with the audio, though. Is there a way I can do that in here? Because I got to normalize it. I could just do it later. There we go. That's going to render. Yeah, I originally in the script I talked about Ghost in the Shell, but it just got to the point where there was like so much going on and so many ideas being brought up that I was like, oh my word, I need to just lock in and focus. Otherwise, this video is going to be too long. And it is too long. If you want proof, here's the script. Ready? This is insanity. It's going to take so long to finish this goddamn video, but it will be done. And then I have like a source thing that I'm going to include, but yeah. Ghost in the Shell. 100% I want to cover. Yeah, I do like Pointless Hub. The problem is I'm kind of like abstaining from all Godzilla movies. Like Godzilla movie reviews. Because I don't want them to like taint my opinion, if that makes sense. Like if, here's an example. Up From the Depths. Love his stuff. Oh my God. Fantastic Godzilla channel. One of the best. I can't watch his stuff right now. Because I feel like he's going to affect my opinion at points. I'm going to sort of like lean one way or the other if he likes the movie. Just because it's like, oh yeah, I did like that element. Oh yeah, I did like that. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like abstain from it. Also, I have played the Fortnite Simpsons season. I love it. I just completed the Battle Pass today, actually. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm loving it. So that's all I'm really going to do for this stream. It is midnight by me right now, so I'm going to get some sleep. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in chat, by the way. Really appreciate. You know, I'm so thankful for you guys, genuinely. You know, it's crazy to have a community like this. It really is. It's such a surreal feeling as a content creator. So I wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I am thankful for all of you this year and forever. I don't know when I'm going to stream again. I really don't want to say like, oh, I'll try to stream next week, because there's a very good chance I won't. I'm very inconsistent with my streams.
Disastrously.
So, TBD. But if it's a bigger stream, like if I'm going to bring a guest on, I'll try to announce it beforehand. So, all right. Short film dropping Friday. Stay tuned. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.